You know, I was thinking as I was staring at this thing that I need to have like a music score or something like that so that I can say, it's day 5, da, 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 graphing by hand. As you can tell, I've been recording a lot of these videos and I'm starting to find ways to amuse myself. And the idea of having music in there was kind of an intriguing one. We are going to look at how to graph by hand. And that's not to say that we haven't been, when I say graphing by hand, I don't mean we're going to use our hand and graph it instead of using a computer program like Desmos. What I mean is that we're going to look at the equation and we're going to graph it directly without using a table of values. So having a look at the instructions here, you're going to start by graphing the y-intercept. Now, when I say do not lift your pencil, I don't really mean take it off, don't ever take it off the page again. I mean, you can lightly draw as you're going to your next point. So you count out your rise, you're going to go up if it's a positive, down if it's a negative. Again, keeping that pencil down, so we're kind of drawing out the sides, the legs to the triangle, count the run, and we're always going to go to the right for our purposes. And then where that new point is, now you're going to draw your point. Okay? Repeat it a couple times to try and find 2 or 3 more points. The more points you can find, the better off you're going to be, the more accurate your graph is going to be. And then take a ruler, and connect the dots. I know, I love my Pee Wee Herman. Connect the dots, tra la la. Let's try it on a couple of fairly straightforward situations. And it's also nice that we can have the instructions in the screen as we're looking at this. So, start at the y-intercept. Well, first we should probably figure out what our y-intercept is. And in this case, there isn't one. Y-intercept is 0. There isn't one because this is a direct relationship. And in this case, our slope is 2 over 5. So it means we're going to go up 2, right 5. So starting at 0, go up 2. Now, if I can't lightly draw on this, so I'm just going to tap to show that there are my dots as I'm counting, and then right 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, up 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get that next point. And I'm actually going to go backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you get your pattern, you can easily follow along. Why did I go backwards? Well, this now gives me the widest possible values that I can. So when I connect the dots, my graph looks as straight as possible. I don't have a ruler. I can't put a ruler on the screen. You should put a ruler on there or suffer the consequences. This is where I need to have evil Darth Vader music coming in as you're suffering consequences. All right. And I mean suffering consequences other than you have to do math, because that's not a consequence. That's a privilege. Okay, so same thing. Have a look. Your y-intercept is the easy one, +6, plus. Now our y-intercept, our our slope is a little harder in this case. So it's that -3 means down 3, right 1. Okay, so following our instructions, draw the y-intercepts. Y-intercept of +6. We're going to go down 3 and over 1. Down 3, over 1. Down 3, over 1. Down 3, over 1. Down 3, 3. Oh, it won't let me draw that last dot in there. Okay. Down. And, oh, this line's not as straight. So proud of my last line. This line's disappointing. And that's why I want you to use a ruler. Okay. Let's get into a couple of special situations. So normally our equation is y equals mx plus b. Come on. I told you, it doesn't like when I'm writing near the end of the screen. So our b is here, right? There's no x value with it. So we know that this is plus 3. Well, there's no x. So what my m value has to be 0. Because 0x equals 0. And really this equation would be 0x plus 3. Except that why would we write? We never write 0 plus 3 is our equation. We just simply say it's 3. So really it's the same thing, but it's a special case. We did look at horizontal lines earlier, but just in case. But graphing this is still the same thing. Start at the y-intercept. And in this case, our slope is 0, so there is no rise. No matter what value of x we have, y is always plus 3. On to the last one. This is special. So because it's special, it must be a vertical line. And it's not that my y-intercept equals 0, because 0 is a number. It's that there is not a y-intercept. And my slope is undefined. So this also is an exception to the graphing, but it very much follows what we did for the y-intercept. We find our x-intercept of -6, and then draw a vertical line. Hopefully that's enough of an example that you guys can get this. I don't think I have a second page. I do not. So have at it. This is actually fairly straightforward, and make sure you practice this, because you're going to look at this. You are going to look at this and say, oh, I could do that. That's easy, and not want to do any of the homework. And then as soon as it comes time for you to graph and do it yourself, you're all going to go, I don't know what I'm doing here. So at least do a couple prep questions to make sure that you really do know what you're doing. Have a good one.